when the cast started getting larger after Ian and Anthony, like there was positive feedback, but like a lot of negative against change.
I went kind of viral on Tumblr. I never dress up for Halloween, but one year I decided to, and I made this outfit called Thora the Explorer. And so I was Thor, but I had like this tiny little Dora outfit on, and I had the Thor wig.
Oh my god, any excuse to put bangs and those red streaks in my hair. I think I should have red streaks in my hair and bangs. I feel like that's what the character would do. So my dad and I were in like our hotel room getting ready for my next game. I'd already played like 2 games that day, and we get the call and they're like, yeah, you actually tore 2 of your 3 ligaments in your ankle, and you have tendonitis in your knee.
Yeah, you don't have bones.
Yeah, you don't.
Your bones are gone. Sorry to let you know, but your bones.
Kimmy, your bones are leaving.
You are flubber now.
Did you notice? No, as you slide around the floor.
I feel like when I'm this close to a mic, I just want to grab it.
Yeah, like, it's nice. Mari has said I have
like sing.
Yeah, Mari has said I have like a different voice when I'm on the pod.
Oh.
Because like I can hear
you can hear yourself.
Like I have to be loud. Because I'm a very loud person.
I do that too.
Yeah.
As I want people to acknowledge me.
Here or outside of the pod, I'm loud always.
Yes.
The loudest man.
Good. Good for you.
Well, the only person louder is my dad.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh my God. My dad is so loud.
Oh my God.
He doesn't realize it. Like his general talking voice is so loud.
That's my mom.
My mom does that too. Yeah.
Oh, and it depends on how excited my dad is or whatever. So like I remember we'll be out eating at dinner or lunch or something. And he'll just be like, yeah, well, the thing about that is it's like this, you know, if you think about it, it's really like this. And everyone in the
restaurant
is
is just
whoa.
Like, whoa.
See, my mom, she laughs at what she's saying, and she's like, because it's like that. It's like crazy. I don't know.
It's the other noises for my mom and for people that are loud in my life, not just their voice, but the like, ha! And the like other like exclamations of their excitement.
My brother is also that way. We were in an Uber together, and my brother was talking so loud that the Uber driver was like, man, could you stop yelling in my ear? It was so great. And my sister-in-law like termed it something like audio volume
deficiency.
It's unable to like modulate your
something modulation, like audio modulation. Like yes, I don't know. There's some term.
Man.
Wow. All right. Well, let's shall we cast this pod, gang?
I guess we can cast
Let us
this
cast
pod.
this
Let me just get one more drink of this large beer I'm drinking.
Yeah, that's drinking a beer.
Honestly looks like a beer, dude.
Shayne's drunk at 10:30 a.m.
It's literally called Liquid Death. Which, guys, it's a can of water, by the way.
Yeah.
It is not.
Yeah, Mythical has a bunch of these liquid deaths.
What?
And,
I don't know what that is.
They say murder your thirst.
Yeah, murder your thirst, my guy.
Liquid death. Murder your thirst, you stupid idiot.
You know, it's provocative. It's good advertising.
It is good advertising. You know what else? You know what else?
Yeah,
we got Kimmy on the pod today.
Hey.
It's your host, Courtney Miller, and Shayne Top is also here chilling in his vintage flannel. Very nice.
Yeah. My favorite piece of clothing now. It's not even a company. It just says handmade by Susan.
Yeah.
So
handmade by
thank
Susan.
you. Shout out to Susan who made this shirt probably like 50 years ago.
Wow, why don't you marry her?
Yeah.
I will.
Let's find Susan.
Let's find Susan.
We'll do it. We'll track her down.
Yeah. But so Kimmy, heck yeah. First pod with us.
Hi, friends.
Cool.
I am so happy to be here. This is very exciting. First pod ever. First pod with you guys.
Really?
I can't believe you hadn't done one.
Yeah.
I thought you did one during summer games.
No.
I can't believe. Wow.
No, they wouldn't let me talk then.
Yeah, you're not allowed to talk.
No.
God.
You guys just had to like thoroughly vet me for 2 years before I could.
No. God damn.
I'm kidding.
But no,
We're still not sure if she's a murderer.
Yeah, honestly, your guard should be up. You'll find out why.
Stab me in the middle of this pod and we're like, see, we were right.
You're right. Yep, that's it. That's what I've been waiting for.
So yeah, we wanted to help the viewers and listeners learn a little about you.
For sure.
We hear about you quite a bit, but and also we have some really funny and weird questions.
Really?
Here that
I'm
like
so excited. Let's do this.
Yeah. Are you ready, Shayne?
You ready?
I'm ready.
No.
Yeah.
Always?
Kimmy, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Okay, first question, very hard hitting. Where are you from?
Yeah, so I'm from Irvine, Orange County.
Okay.
It is literally it's a master plan community. Every building is within like 2 shades of beige, and I honestly got lost so many times as like a 5-year-old there. I was just like, where the hell am I?
In your Honda
This
Civic?
looks like my house. And we had a Honda Civic. That was our car. How do you know me in my life?
All right, I just imagined a 5-year-old driving around like, gosh.
A 5-year-old driving? That's
It's like if you get into a video game and you just pick all the default settings.
Yeah,
That was your childhood. It's
that
like,
was it.
Suburb, Honda Civic.
Whoa, that's
oh my
funny.
God, this was my life. That was Irvine growing up. Yeah.
So born and raised California, you and me.
Yeah, baby.
Hell yeah, dude.
No.
Nah.
You ain't a part of this.
No,
Nope,
you're
sorry.
what are you, a nomad?
Where are you from again?
Well, military family, so all over the place, but mostly Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I love Arizona.
What I like is that I think the Smosh Wiki says I'm from LA. I was born in LA or
It says that?
something.
Born in LA.
Born in LA. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I was born in LA. Yeah, what's up, girls? Yeah, I was born in LA.
The tiniest list.
Just a tiny flip. Not even getting that. What's up, ladies and
The
gentlemen?
Smosh Wiki actually says Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, well, I was
They
not born in
changed-
Phoenix,
Well,
Arizona.
probably they changed it since
They have
tour.
no idea.
Yeah.
I think they
Wait.
changed it
They have
since
no
tour.
idea.
You called Arizona your hometown.
It is.
tour.
It is
Yeah, it's your
essentially.
hometown.
I lived there from when I was 6 to when I was 17 when I moved out here.
Mm.
So
Oh, my goodness.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But I was born in Florida.
Florida man.
I'm a Florida man.
Makes
Florida.
sense, you psycho.
Yeah. I also just remembered I wasn't born in California.
Wait, what?
Oh, sorry. Just remembered my
remembered.
childhood is different.
Oh my God. I was born in Pennsylvania.
Whoa.
Well, that's a little different.
Really random. No, I forget about it sometimes because I was like 1 by the time we moved back out here.
See,
So it was like.
I was 2 when we
Yeah.
moved from Florida.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
You don't remember?
You
Did you say you were raised in Arizona?
Yeah.
Don't
That's a
do
movie
it.
that, like, that's a really old
It's
movie
a-
reference.
yeah.
Sorry. But damn,
Nick Cage.
born in Pennsylvania. all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Butler, Pennsylvania.
Butler, Pennsylvania.
Butler. I think it's near Hershey. I've never really been there besides for when I was -1. So that's about the
crazy.
time.
Where's your family from?
My family's all mostly from LA. Yeah,
Okay.
we kind of are like born and raised here.
Okay.
And then my grandparents from my mom's side immigrated from the Philippines.
From the Philippines.
Yeah,
Yeah, because a lot of the comments, because your last name's Jimenez. A lot of
Yeah.
the comments, they think you're Latina, yeah?
I love talking about this. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, well, half of me is just like is white, mainly like Russian Jewish, but white, and then the other half is Filipino. But a lot of people don't know that about the Philippines, that we've been kind of colonized by so many different countries. So a lot of us have Spanish last names because of that. Because Spain
Oh,
colonized us for a while, and
Yeah.
then China even colonized us for a while. So yeah. So Filipino, but there's some Spanish and some other stuff in there. Just most Filipinos. Yeah.
Yeah, because I had some neighbors
Yeah.
growing up with Jimenez, and they're from
Jimenez,
Mexico.
Yeah, no, that's way
crazy.
more common too. I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you ever meet an Asian person that has like a Hispanic sounding last name, they're probably Filipino.
Whoa.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, where are your guys' last names from? Yeah.
Yeah,
like Miller and Top. There's
Miller
like-
actually comes from the German word Müller,
Mhm.
which actually means to work at a mill.
Yeah.
Like, actually, you're a miller. So it's German descent. I'm a melting pot of European countries.
Yeah.
A little Scandinavian. No, I'm white. I'm a European person. I don't know.
I'm super Western European. Like my parents got 23andMe's, and like it wasn't even Eastern European. It was like
Really?
it's Germany is as far east as it goes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then it's Irish,
Mhm.
Welsh,
Is
Scottish.
Top an Irish name?
Yeah.
Top is German.
Oh.
So my mom's side of the family was Irish. That was it was when they first moved here. Part of the different, obviously, branches. Cheese was one of the last names,
Really?
and also person was one of the last
Oh,
names.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And there was also Kelly's, because
Cute.
Grace Kelly is actually in my family tree on my mom's side.
No way.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Because the
That's a
Kelly,
name.
yeah,
That's
my
awesome.
my grandmother's maiden name was Kelly, and so the Kellys.
That's so
Related to
crazy.
Grace.
Yeah.
I feel like you've mentioned that, but I just forgot or
the
never
Kelly.
listened.
The Kelly side was the ones that literally in the 1800s, the husband, one family. So there's a couple brothers. One brother went to Philadelphia, and that's the brother that eventually Grace Kelly was from. But one of his brothers, something Kelly, came out, went straight to Colorado, like took a wagon trail to Colorado, found a place and was like, yeah, this place works. I'll send a letter to my wife in Ireland, and she'll take a boat to
Oh my
America.
God.
take a wagon all the way out to Colorado. If she doesn't make it, then I just assume she died on the way.
I wonder what the time frame for that kind of
Months,
stuff was.
months.
Yeah, how long it took
do you
to
wait
deliver?
like 5 years before you try and remarry or something? Like, damn.
I don't know.
God.
Yeah, you'd have to. Just maybe not
Time
get
is
word.
different. Like, because Game of Thrones is like back then, obviously,
Right,
postage
right.
is barely a thing.
Yeah.
And like they make things still move so fast. You're like, how long does this
Yeah.
stuff?
How long does it
really
takes a
actually? How long does it take a
long
little
time.
bird to fly
Yeah.
thousands of miles to
Months.
another? Yeah, like months exactly.
Well, it's literally that joke in Dances with Wolves when they find a guy with arrows in his back who's dead, and the guy's like turns to Kevin Costner and goes, "Man, some people back east are going, why don't he write?"
Oh my god!
But top comes from German tupa, and I don't know what that means, but
Tupa.
German. That's my grandfather told me once that it's German. Tupa was what it was, what it came from.
Yeah.
But Johann Top came to Montana in the 1800s.
Wow.
Just this big burly man with a long beard, insane looking. Anyways,
Kimmy, are you
Tuba.
bilingual?
I wish. I mean, that was a big thing for, I think, people immigrating at the time that, like, my family did. But, yeah, my family, like, my mom or, like, all our cousins and everything have been, like, thoroughly assimilated. So none of us really know how to speak Tagalog.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a bummer. And, like, but it's kind of cool because now my mom and I are, like, together learning more about our culture. And
that's fun.
yeah, like, went
That's
back for the
sweet.
first time. No, it's really, it's exciting. But it's also, like, damn, I wish I was, like, learning this was for. Because then
Yeah.
you'd be, like, fluent in it by now. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was like one of those YouTube ads where they're showing like all the different cultures around the world, like, you know, like Chinese New Year with like the dragons and like all this other stuff. And I was like, man, what is white culture? And I like almost wanted to just Google it. What is my culture? What do we have? Like, actually, what
all
do we
the
have?
things.
I mean, I guess
Macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, we got hamburger. Not
like
really.
yeah,
we kinda got hamburgers.
like small. Because I don't know. Because obviously the argument is that it's awful, but like
the thing.
what we've deemed as normal culture is often white culture, right? Because like white culture is the one that was made to be the standard for a long time, so everything else was pushed down.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like food and those small things, there's nothing.
No, we have nothing original.
And in fact, well, actually, what it is, what I think a lot of it is that like, because I wondered why like some of my like older relatives, when they make food, there's zero flavor to it. I think a lot of it is like after the Depression, they just only knew their recipes from then, or they lost all the recipes from before.
Or from back then, like a lot of stuff was like the way it was preserved was like canned food.
Yeah.
and, like,
It's a lot of
seasonings
processed,
were a different
honestly, a
situation.
lot of super processed food and just simple.
A lot of
like
super
that.
processed. Also, I mean, like, I don't know what scientifically is correct, but I feel like spice is definitely something you have to kind of just get used to. Like, you have to be exposed to be able to stand it.
Yeah, dude.
So if things are kind of
Yeah.
spicy or flavorful and you're not, like, accustomed to that, it's just crazy.
But not even spicy, just flavor. I
Flavor.
feel like there's just not much.
No zest, no
There's
razzle
literally just
dazzle.
kind of bland. It's just kind of bland. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know the real. I know there's like historical stuff to it, but I feel like a lot of it's just like that.
This Thanksgiving, this last Thanksgiving, I decided to commandeer the turkey.
Yeah.
Because I always felt like, there could be a little more here. Because my dad would do like salt and pepper, and I was like, come on, like there's more we could do with this. And so I actually cooked my first Thanksgiving cooked turkey. But that helped a little bit, like putting it, like he cooks it in a bag in the oven, like it helps cook it faster and like more all the way around. But I got all like thyme, rosemary, like a couple other things, and did a little dry rub. It was really cool.
Wait, that sounds great. It turned out well? It sounds like it.
Yeah, it tasted good. And
That's
my dad was
awesome.
like, this is the best we've had. And I was really happy about that.
I can't cook for so I'm very impressed.
That was because like Thanksgiving dinner seems like alpha.
Yeah, that's like
kitchen
next
stuff.
level. Yeah.
But yeah, it was easier than I thought. And actually, Monica was the one who gave me the lists of seasonings and like stuff. Oh yeah, like chopped up carrots and celery and like onions and like
Nice.
yeah, Monica helped me with that.
You're Betty Crocker.
Man, yeah.
What's up? It's your girl Betty Comel.
Very cool.
Okay, so we are always like working together, right?
Yeah.
We're acting, we're on set whenever we're hanging out. We've
Totally.
only like hung out outside. We haven't like I wish we hung out more, but we
I know. It's hard. I mean, everybody's got like busy weekends
Yeah.
and stuff. It's all right.
But
yeah.
what do you do on like your day off? Like what is your day? Like do you do gym? Do you dance?
Yeah.
Like what do you do? What are you,
Yeah.
like,
Oh my
into?
God. I wish I just danced every day. Just like
Just
straight
by
up at a dance
yourself.
party in my room. That
No
sounds
music.
wonderful. What am I doing wrong with my life? Yeah. I mean, well, when I'm back home, I don't know. I guess I do. Like, depends on the day, but I like to. I live close to the reservoir in Silver Lake, so I like to go on walks around there. Yeah, it's nice just to get out and get some freaking vitamin D. But yeah, I play. Let's see. I'll play guitar every so often.
Oh yeah,
I just kind of fiddle around on the IG. Yeah, I'm terrible. Like, honestly, awful. I've learned, like, I took lessons starting from when I was in like 10th grade of high school. But then as soon as the teacher was like, okay, here are your chords, and then you can play most of songs on this with just like these 3 chords. I was like, okay, you can go now. This is all I want. Thank you.
Yeah, damn.
Now that I can play Blink 182.
Exactly. That's
all
it.
I need.
That was it. That's all I needed.
You've tried learning guitar.
Yeah,
I've tried learning guitar a little bit. You own one, right?
I've had a guitar for so long, and I'll go back and forth. Like every other year, I'll be like, okay, this is the year I learn, and I'll play it for like a month, and then I'll drop off, and then I just. So like I can play chords, but like I can't put a song together. I don't.
And there are 3 chords that are like in every song.
Absolutely, yeah. You can really make it work with anything,
and it pleases the Lord.
Yeah, there.
Wow, dude.
Oh man,
sing it. I dare you.
Sing it. Yeah.
Demonetize this whole thing.
Just shut down this pod.
Derail it.
Thanks to Jeff Buckley.
Yeah, and you play ukulele?
I want to. You played the ukulele a little bit, right?
I played it for a while, and then I switched to the baritone ukulele, which is kind of like if the guitar and ukulele had a baby. It's like it's smaller. It's like in between in size, and then the 4 strings are not ukulele, like da-na-na-na. It's actually the final 4 strings on a guitar. So like dun-dun-dun-dun, like instead of...
Interesting. That's
I just love the like it's kind of like a dum dum bop bop instead of you know like a bop 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 bop, you know, it's just a little just you get pitted, so pitted. God, legendary video. That would have been such a viral TikTok nowadays.
Yeah.
The fact that it went so viral back then, it was hard to go viral 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was the grind.
It was a freaking grind.
Did you guys have any like viral vids like way back in the day when that first started? Or even like not even with Smosh, but on your own.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Did we ever go viral?
You had one. You had one go viral on Vine.
That was when I joined Smosh.
Yeah, so
but it was your individual thing.
It was the one. It was the one where you have sunglasses on, you throw a thing in the trash, and then it go sound.
Right. But I feel like that was in the era when things were easy to go viral. And
people revine when they like stuff, and they liked it.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, give us some credit.
I'm thinking more before we were affiliated with Smosh. Because that was still that was all the Smosh. Like,
but it was your own social.
Yeah. Sure, but I was in the Smosh offices. I was, I had started getting followers because of Smosh. The closest I think I went kind of viral on Tumblr.
Really? Oh yeah, Thora the Explorer.
I never dress up for Halloween, but one year I decided to, and I made this outfit called Thora the Explorer, and so I was Thor, but I had like this tiny little Dora outfit on, and I had the Thor wig.
That's fantastic.
And it got like 50,000 whatever tumbles or
reblogs and hearts,
stuff like that.
And it probably like was posted elsewhere because like when you search it on Google, like it
comes up. It comes up. Yeah. So that happened.
I have to go look that up.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. What has been your like experience since the surge of clout?
Well, yeah, it's
what
clout.
The clout storm.
Yeah,
the clout storm.
When the clouts attacked. Oh, no, everything was fine until the Clout Nation attacked.
Yeah. It's interesting because obviously, like before Smosh, I was doing like a little bit of comedy. I wasn't too much in. I mean, I was on social media trying a little bit, but it was not going too well. And the vibes, but yeah. And then I'm obviously acting still. I was acting then. It's pretty crazy. It's a pretty crazy experience. I'm sure you guys went through this. I'm sure you also had like a bunch of followers before you started with Smosh. And then Vine, from Vine. Yeah, but it's insane. Like for some reason, they'll just be like little spurts where it's like, oh, I have an extra 10,000 followers today. How did that
crazy.
Like what did I do? Like how did this happen?
That's what's really cool about like the Smosh community is like they're very like happy and quick to like meet the next person and want to get to know them and follow and just like know you.
Totally.
It's cool.
No, I mean that was one thing I was so like pleasantly surprised with Smosh is just the internet obviously doesn't have the best reputation of sometimes of like being super warm to newcomers, especially for channels that have been loved for so long. Yeah. But I was like very surprised and very impressed by all the like everyone was so incredibly sweet and like so welcoming, and I just like really warmed my heart because I was ready. I was like, oh yeah, people are gonna say some mean things.
I mean, because when the cast started getting larger after Ian and Anthony, like there was positive feedback, but like a lot of negative against change feedback because it was like the first time it was happening for the brand.
Yeah, 2015, 2016 were pretty rough.
It was hard.
Comment-wise.
I never, I didn't feel like I was being accepted by the community for a while.
Nah.
I made a point to like be super involved on social media, and sometimes like that can be like a little overwhelming. Like, and I think that's why sometimes like I'd take a step back and be like, okay, like sometimes when you immerse yourself in the feedback, it can really affect
mess with
you.
your brain. Yeah,
but
mentally.
like as more cast members came on, like what like the Damien and Bose era, like we made sure like that wouldn't happen to them, and we were like embracing them right away and being like, hey, these are our people, they're here, like we love them, you should love them too. And like the fan, like it was considerably less negative feedback, and then I think it's just only it's only gotten more positive as we've introduced like
For
other
sure.
people into stuff,
sure.
whether it's permanent or temporary, just like just dropping by, or like just people are very supportive and eager to like see more.
I mean, obviously, when I first started, you guys, I like wanted to be there all the time and every day. But I think the fact that I was integrated a little bit more slowly really worked out well because people kind of get used to it before they like saw
it was
shit
weird.
ton of
to
this
be careful
space, you know?
and strategic. Because when you're thrown in, people sometimes it was almost like fans like they were like, whoa, I'm not ready for this. Like, whoa, this commitment is a lot. So we wanted to, and also like get you comfortable and as you have been in more content.
I think, you know, Defy definitely probably played a part in us just being all hired at once back in the day.
Well,
and just coming right in. Like,
it's like ripping off a Band-Aid.
It was a weird choice, and it was a weird integration. It took years for it to really kind of smooth out and like make sense. But
we found our groove in the meantime as well.
How long was it in between each of you guys getting hired, or were you all at the same time?
It was all within within 5 months we were all hired.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Keith,
pretty short.
Keith was like full-time in January 2015. I was like March 31st or like beginning of April. And
I was the summer.
Yeah. I think Keith was the first one hired. So it was all, it was all within the first 6 months of 2015. We were like all officially on.
It was interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. It was just like they knew, I think the person in charge of like figuring out what this cast was going to be knew what they were looking for, like look-wise. And then like in the very beginning, and then like, because that's just how it appeared to me. Like it seemed like
they didn't want to. I don't think Defy wanted to hire me though.
Really?
No, yeah. I was 24, and they thought I was too old.
You were 24?
I was 24 when I was hired.
Oh yeah, I remember in our callback.
But they were just like, I don't. They were like, I'm not sure about him.
Isn't Keith around your age?
Yeah, he's literally my age. But I don't know. I don't know. But I know they were unsure about me.
Yeah.
Or someone was unsure about me.
I remember I may have messed that up because I remember in our callback, I was like, hi, I'm Courtney. I'm 18 or I'm 19. And you were like, hi, I'm Shayne. I'm 24. Like you like did not want to say your age.
Oh, wait, did you guys have your callbacks together?
We went into the same,
Yeah.
So
like,
in the same room at the same time?
They had a guy and a girl come in like both at a time. So like it was weird because while we were waiting, I'd come in late. We were literally sitting in the waiting room. I was out of breath from being like scared I was gonna be late. And then two people who looked exactly like us
came out,
but like different, came out when it was
both people I know and are both very funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh great. There.
I didn't know who was the girl.
Her name's Kelsey. She works for BuzzFeed, and she's
that was her.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
She's really talented, and Brendan McNerney.
Yeah, he's from Vine.
Who's super
sounds familiar.
funny.
Yeah, my buddy
like literally, I'm like, like I looked up his stuff. I didn't know him at the time, but I looked up his stuff later. And I was like, oh, great, he's hilarious.
Oh my god, that was such an intimidating experience, I have to say. Like the whole callback situation, because prior to that, for me, everything was just like tapes. So when I went in person, it was going in with like everybody was there, and like Shayne and Ian were there,
crazy.
and that is crazy.
I remember seeing like some Smosh Games auditions where they had everyone who was auditioning play Cards Against Humanity together. So like I can't even imagine being in that. Like that's like because you're all low-key competing. Like, right? I mean, like, let's be honest.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you are competing.
But also trying to have fun and be friends. I don't know. Smosh was like my first official audition ever. So like I can't even like really speak a lot to this, but like Yeah.
No, well, you can. I mean, you did amazing, clearly.
I mean, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure, like, when we talked to, like looking back, Ian and Anthony weren't sure about me. Like, they really weren't. And I guess Joe Beretta was like, no. Like, we
believed in you.
Like, I see something here or whatever. Because, like, my reel was weird as hell. I think it's on my YouTube channel on private.
It was funny, like, especially, like, looking back on it. Because I had already gone through this. I'd already joined a show that had been around, and I was a new cast member on a show that people were like, great, well, why are they adding new people? Because that was so random.
God. Yeah.
Because that was Damien and I joining that on the 3rd season when Demi was no longer a part of it. And people would be like, great, they added these new people who are ruining it. And then later on, I joined Smosh, and people were like, who are these new people? They're ruining it. And I'm just like, God, it's like a broken record.
Yeah.
God damn.
Oh, my God.
Because I remember doing that audition, and you were so like, I mean, you were just nervous because it was your first audition. Yeah, and we left, and we were walking out of the building, and you were like, I hope we hear something. I'm like, we're gonna book it. I'll see you at work. And I just walked away, which I was just talking out of my ass. I was just because once you audition enough times, you don't care because you know there's a 99% chance you're not gonna get it. So you just go, oh yeah, I'll probably book it. Whatever. I'm just saying that.
You just say things.
I'm saying it because I don't care.
I almost like to just say the negative stuff, so I'm like, and then I won't be surprised. And then I just like make myself feel better.
Don't worry about it. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna do terrible. It's gonna all go to who gives a shit. Just go do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God.
That's my mindset for every video we shoot. I think people can tell.
Yeah. I like sometimes wish I went out and like did the audition stuff just to like pay my dues kind of thing. Like,
I mean, you paid your like within this world, you were paying. You had been on Vine for a couple of years, like really making a lot of content. You had already made connections. You got the audition because of the connections you'd made in that world.
Yeah,
I like, you know.
Yeah, you have nothing to feel guilty about.
We like all of us got onto Smosh because we had worked in the field for a few years and knew people, which is just how this industry works, you know?
Yeah. And it's more common than not, too, that I feel like actors that are very new to LA will sometimes have better luck in auditions. Maybe it is like they're fresh or what, they're not like as jaded by them. Or it's like maybe even the fact that then when you get more sensitized to something, it becomes a little bit, you know what to expect, you're a little bit more nervous. But yeah, there are a couple people that have had that luck too.
Yeah.
The audition process has also changed a lot.
It has.
Years.
Really?
Yeah, it's really different now.
How so?
I think it's mostly self-tapes now, and also there's just less auditions.
Because people just like already know who they want to cast and stuff, or
yeah, well the nature of the industry has changed so much because there's less movies. Big stars are going to TV. TV stars are doing commercials. It just keeps trickling down.
Like so
it's really hard to
soup of the same people.
Really hard to get in.
That makes sense. I mean, like the internet is so oversaturated now with like YouTubers. So I can imagine it's like the same thing with actors and stuff.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people.
It's like that scene
in general.
Like
there's a lot of people in the
humans.
entertainment industry now because of social media. There's more people in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that's true.
So you're saying you were doing comedy on your own? What kind of stuff were you doing before?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Yeah, I was just like one of my really good friends and I, Erica Wester. She and I were both auditioning a lot, but we had like this major period of like just a drought. So we were like, okay, we have a lot of free time here. Let's see what we can do. So we created like an Instagram channel together and did some sketches together. Yeah, and we both didn't really have too much experience in comedy either. So it was really fun just to kind of learn how to like produce your own stuff and to kind of used to like, oh, hey, what's actually funny when you're, shooting something on camera, writing something.
That's great.
But yeah, we just kind of like stumbled and figured it out together and it was super fun. Yeah, when I started Smosh, then I was like, oh, hey, I actually want to get like a background in this. So I went over to Groundlings and tried to take more classes. Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool.
Groundlings is so much fun.
Yeah, I've recently thought about.
You should, dude, Courtney, you would rock.
You would do so
taking
Groundlings
classes.
It's just like, but like when,
No, it's just,
it's hard.
You would really enjoy it.
Yeah.
They have a weekend class.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Honestly, that might be like what I have to do.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I've done that because I was taking UCB classes earlier last year and I had to do it on the weekend.
Yeah, it's hard. You guys have such crazy schedules.
Do you have stuff like that right now that you're doing? Because like right now, for me, it's like my regular things that I make sure to do all the time is I personal train now.
That's great.
And then personal train my mind therapy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be
important.
exercising my mind, exercising my body, and then exercising my funny bone, I guess, would be the next thing.
There you go.
But,
whenever I'm taking improv classes outside of here is when I'm definitely doing my best work here. And I also feel better because I'm able to like do comedy outside of this realm.
with new people.
You kind of start to like just do the same thing over and over again when you're just working with the same people doing the same type of comedy.
It's really starting to feel
It's
like
really refreshing to go out and do something different. In fact, my plan soon is to go and start
do
it
that.
again. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely want to experiment more with other comedy schools, but yeah, I guess like in terms of other stuff. I mean, I grew up playing competitive soccer. I did a lot of that.
A lot. And you've gotten like not like acting or commercial work.
Yeah,
With that,
it's
that's awesome.
it's an interesting kind of like niche group of like women that are of a certain level that can play soccer. So we tend to see a lot of the same people in the audition circuit.
Do you have a soccer team you support?
That's the thing. That's the weird thing, and why a lot of people don't consider me to be a real soccer person. But I was forced as a kid to like log hours of watching games.
Oh, weird.
And I hated it, and I grew to hate it.
You don't like watching it?
I will
That
go.
probably put a bad taste in your mouth that you had to.
Yeah, I'm like it was just so annoying. So like as a kid, I'm like I want to go like run around. I don't know. I like hit my head against the wall, and then I couldn't do that because I had to go sit and watch those games. I mean, it's good to watch things because obviously when you watch professionals, you get better, but. Yeah. In theory, it worked out great. But yeah, now I'm just super like kind of turned off to it.
That's funny.
But I will say I will watch like any sport and like any like musician, whatever, if it's live. Like I'll go to any live game. And I'll have so much fun.
That's me with baseball.
Yeah.
I cannot watch baseball on TV, but going to a baseball game is fun.
Yeah, it's so fun. Yeah, just like being around a crowd of people that are just super freaking stoked to be there.
Yeah, I did. You can swear on here.
Yeah, okay, cool. I wasn't sure.
Go for it.
Yeah, nobody gives a
Fudging stoked.
Yeah, Fudging freaking fracking stoked. I did track for like I could probably count. I've never actually counted the years, so I was 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and then I quit senior year because the coaches were something. So yeah,
was it like short distance, long distance?
I did cross country for 1 year, but I hated it. Like I literally cried. I did not want to go, and then. But I did a lot of relay, like sprinting, and then pole vaulting was what I was like gonna go to UCLA for. But then the coaching system kind of mucked that up. And then I also like I could have been more dedicated, but I don't like think of page into a track team right now.
No,
like,
exactly.
Talk about track runners, like professionals. That doesn't.
Well, yeah, it's so weird because with the world I was in, I'm sure like with sports and stuff. Were you in sports by the way?
I played soccer when I was younger, and also swim team for a little bit, but I never got fully into a sport.
In it. Yeah, well, it's a very weird group of people because I think especially in Irvine and like there are so many competitive like not only soccer but other leagues and teams and stuff in the area, but it really just like takes over everything and it becomes your whole life and then when it's a big deal, but then it's like you said, like it only gets to so far because how many of us are actually going to go even to like college or professionally for it? Yeah, and when you're in college, it also takes up a lot of time.
Oh, it takes up all your time if you're in college for it, and
then it's like, but you're not going to do it afterwards. So it's it's a weird thing. I invested so much time and energy into it as a kid, and it's interesting to think about now.
One thing, like when I have kids, like I would definitely want to put them in a sport, like even probably track specifically, or you know, I'd probably because I don't have a whole lot of experience in contact sports. I think because of that I have a lot of anxiety with competition and stuff. I think it's really good for like self-discipline and also like
definitely
camaraderie, of course, when you're on a team. And then also it's just a great way for like them to stay healthy and like have someone like keeping tabs on you, like a coach. Like I think because of track I really respond to like a coach like type of person. I think that's why like my personal trainer thing is so awesome because he's like he calls me Miller and like I haven't been called Miller since high school track.
Oh man, that's the greatest.
And it feels good, and it's just like having like track coaches when they're a good coach, they like care about you, and it's like a good like it's almost like a father-daughter relationship. At least that was for me. Yeah. Daddy issues? I don't know. Probably not.
We all got them.
Like I think it's good to have, and I think it's good that we did it. You know?
Yeah,
for sure. That's so cool. You got work from it.
It's weird. Like there was a period in college. So when I was at UC Davis for college, and they have like we're Division I up there, and their soccer team is so great. So I practiced with them like on their club team a little bit, but. For the most part, college was the first time when I had like a bit of space from soccer, and it was such a weird experience. So And then I weirdly, once I graduated, ended up playing more soccer than I was in college or ever really, because it was auditioning pretty frequently. I was trying to do leagues and stuff when I could just to keep up with it. But yeah, I'm like, okay, I guess it kind of came into play weirdly enough for my future and my career a little bit. But yeah, it's a funny world. Yeah. And also, oh my God, sports and commercials and like TV shows, it's so funny.
Really?
It's hilarious. Yeah. I mean, there are people too that are like legitimately just hired to obviously kind of choreograph soccer teams and like athletes and everything. But it's such a weird world. It's just like, run around here, and then like when you do that slide tackle, make sure your face is to camera, and you're like,
that's so
and you do
funny.
It pretty, and
just pretty soccer.
Oh God, but then it's but it's also awful too, because it's like you do multiple takes, right? So you'll do the same exact play, the same exact run, so many times.
Have you ever hurt yourself?
Luckily not on set. Definitely hurt myself before. I had like a pretty, and I think I tore 2 ligaments in my ankle when I was, it was crazy. I found out about that too, because I had an MRI before this like crazy tournament I had in Texas. And like, we got the call, like I was kind of in pain, but I just thought it was like, whatever, a sprain, not a big deal. So my dad and I were in like our hotel room getting ready for my next game. I had already played like 2 games that day, and we get the call and they're like, yeah, you actually tore 2 of your 3 ligaments in your ankle, and you have tendonitis in your knee.
You don't have bones.
Yeah, you don't.
Your bones are gone.
Your bones are just all gone.
Sorry to let you know, but your bones.
Kimmy, your bones are leaving.
You are flubber now.
Did you notice? No, as you slide around the floor.
That's it.
Your ankles protesting like with signs like, what are you doing?
Exactly. Well, the weird thing was, I was like, I think your pain tolerance too when you play sports was just so high. So I was like, just on adrenaline, like keep doing it. And then it started to get very painful once I knew actually what was going on.
Psychologically, because I've always talked about, I feel like I have like a weirdly high pain tolerance where like even when I know it's clearly bad, I'm still like, wow.
Yeah.
When I feel like I would be on the floor, like crying in fetal position for like period cramps.
No,
you know
exactly.
But like, damn, that's interesting.
Pain tolerance is so weird. I was talking to a professional UFC fighter the other day, and he was kind of just talking about
casually, as one does.
One of my best friends.
Just hanging out with Randy Couture, not a big deal. Just chilling.
Oh my God. One of my best friends just like randomly knows a lot of these people. Okay. So like we were hanging out with one of her friends the other day, and he was just kind of talking about that. He's like, yeah, there are so many times now where I like will really hurt myself. Not even like on the ring or whatever it is for UFC, and you just won't know. You won't know because you're just sort of your pain tolerance is so high because you're just constantly getting hit.
Your bones are just always broken.
Your bones are just always broken.
You just walk around, your leg is sideways, like the ankle's like, the opposite way.
Look at that. That's new.
I once like was at the gym on a machine, and like I had my leg in a weird position. It was a machine I'd never used before. And then as I was like releasing to let go and get off of it, it pinched a part of my calf really hard. And I was like,
wait, I remember that bruise. Oh my God, that was crazy.
It turned into like the Eye of Mordor like shape bruise on my leg. But I remember I was like, ow, hey, that probably was really bad. And I like look and I pull up, and it's like already like this red thing, and like I think I still like my tissue there, and it's been months is like firm from it, but I'm like, this is probably really bad. I should probably be worried about this.
Oh my God, I should probably do something.
Should probably get help. Probably not though.
Oh God,
I won't.
Probably not. Nah.
I'll just get attention and talk about it tomorrow.
There you go. Just walk it out. Walk. Oh no, I guess with do we want to talk more about like when I started in Defy and all that stuff?
I was curious about that
because I guess we didn't really get too much into that.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about the soccer and stuff when we first met back at Defy, which must have been such a confusing time.
It was so interesting. Yeah, it was such a weird time.
Yeah,
because I guess so when I first started, and too, it was so interesting meeting you guys then, and then like knowing you now, because I think you had just gone through your breakup at that point.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and that was oh my gosh, and all that drama. I'm just talking about boys.
Yeah, I was like venting to you right out the gate. I was like, this guy.
Oh my God. Yeah, we were talking about the guys.
And you're like, yeah, he sucks. And I was like, he does.
Yeah,
thank you.
All men suck.
Men suck. Boys stink. Oh God.
Yeah, and then I like when I first started talking to Shayne, like we were bonding over psychology stuff because that's what I got my degree in school, and you were still pursuing it at the time. But yeah, no, it was super cool.
And then it got scary.
It was you guys were like so cool when I started. Like it was very no, it was such a fun thing.
How so?
I remember like I came in with this crew of like, I think at the time there were like maybe 3 or 4 other white guys that were featured players. And so we were all coming in together. I was the only girl in that group. And then we were like seated outside in like not the lobby of like our building, but the kind of outside portion that looks, you know what I'm talking about?
It was like out by the elevators?
It was where the big windows were and like outside by the elevators.
Yes, the lobby.
It's a lobby?
Essentially,
Okay.
It's like the open.
Second floor lobby.
Yeah, where like Keith and Noah and Olivia would dance a lot and like do their random.
And
there was that one desk. There was that one desk in the middle of, and there was often nobody there.
Yeah.
Sometimes
or it was Louise
just chilling there.
He's the best. He's so nice.
Sweetheart.
Oh my god. But yeah, we were all seated there. They had us on our first day come and like sit on that couch for a second. I don't think I'd met Courtney yet at that point, but I think it was like you and like a few of the other cast members like came out of the doors, and it just like we were just like sitting there like all new. We're like, we don't know what's going on, and you guys just had this like air. It seemed like you were walking in slow motion. You're like just like flipping your hair back, and
oh my god,
it was so funny.
Were we heading to film something, or were they?
I think you had just finished filming something for Pitt. I think it might have been something with like nail polish or makeup or something like that. And
oh god, was it the
those...
mermaid when we turned you into a mermaid?
Was it that long? Wow, was that around then?
No,
because you would have known, because I would have looked insane.
Yeah, I think it was just like purely nails or just purely like lips or something, like some very specific makeup thing. But I also might be remembering that wrong. I don't know. I think we met.
I think I didn't meet you till like a sketch week.
Until sketch week, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think that might be
where
right.
Where were you?
Just like on the roof.
Yeah,
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I was doing vacations and stuff back then a little more often, so it's possible I was like away doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I feel like I remember meeting you on a sketch day.
Yeah, my first sketch day was, I think you might be right. So the first sketch day we were at like a location house. We were doing the giant tampon.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, you
what a fun,
Abby was there. That was such a fun crew, dude. Abby had to stick her face in macaroni and cheese.
Oh, I wasn't there for that.
Oh, yeah.
Dang. Oh, that's the best.
I think I actually met you, Kimmy, when you came into audition.
Yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess we like we met then.
Because I was there.
Oh my God.
And, you know, so many people came through and everyone was really funny. It's weird to be on that side of auditions.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
And not be like, nobody's ever walking out of the room and everyone's going, they were terrible, boy, they really choked. It's just like, oh, they're really funny. Do you think they fit like with what we do on this channel or whatever? Mm-hmm, that was always the conversation. Yeah, I was a really big fan of your audition because you read, I think the script we had was my Make-A-Wish. The
peanut butter and
the peanut butter one. And you did a really great job with it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my God. I remember there was a part of the scenes we switched characters, I think, at some point, and we did both sides of it. And I think there was one scene where it was your turn to choke, and I just left you choking for the longest time. Like, it was my audition, but I was just like, let's just milk this.
It was great.
Let's see what happens.
And then you were there like the day we had like an emergency meeting or something, right? Or like we were having a writing meeting, and then were you like filming because there was a Board AF episode that was never released.
Yeah. So that was a crazy day.
Was that, you're talking about the shutdown?
The shutdown.
Yeah. That news.
That was crazy. So I guess I'd been with you guys for close to 6 months at that point. And
this blew by too.
It flew by. It was so quick. And I was just starting to get into doing more of like some pit and games stuff. So it was like one of my first like handful of days of like doing the live stuff with you guys. And so I was coming in we started off the morning. We did, I think, a game shoot, like I forgot which game it was, some board game. And then, but it was already like a weird vibe. It was a weird vibe that day because I think you guys had already gotten like a kind of hint of news.
Was that what
I think it was the second of like the 3 days because the third day was just like the big meeting.
Because Friday,
it was maybe before the weekend.
Friday was
on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and then we didn't have the official news until Tuesday. Where it's like Tuesday was like we're done.
Tuesday was the big
Monday was like things
so
are
everyone's kind of working, but they're kind of like, well, we're working, but we may not be working tomorrow.
You don't know. And so at the start of the day, it was just like there was still just kind of like the residual weird vibes from Friday. So I was kind of like, I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going on with everybody. Everyone seems like a little off, like something is kind of
it wasn't hard to tell. Yeah, we were all in it. For sure.
You guys were in like a weird place for sure. But I think it was around like lunchtime or like the middle of the day when there was like another meeting or an email or something, and that was when things got like totally flipped because it was already people were feeling pretty weird, and then there was like a complete change. And
it was because we got the news that day that freelancers were going to be fired within a week.
Yeah.
So it went from going, oh, everyone is going to be possibly out of a job come a month from now. And so we're like, okay, we're all good. There's still a ramp, freeway here, runway. And then that day was like, and so a lot of freelancers were done that day. A lot of people were like, oh, so I'm done. I'm leaving.
And then the news kept changing of like, yeah, we're filming sketch this week. Oh, no, we're not going to film it. Yes, we're going to. No, we're not. We can't. We don't have anyone.
Yeah, it changed a lot.
It was so crazy. Yeah. So yeah, like when that flip happened, we still had to go and like shoot another video. So it was a Bored AF video that
as usual.
Exactly, that no one ever saw. I don't think anyone saw any of the videos from that day.
There was a bunch. There's still like a few videos that just will never see the light of day.
A bunch of stuff just didn't make it. There was one that was really funny too.
I remember that last shoot week was the one where we did my first diary episode.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I found the email. I found a lot of extra scripts that we like because I typed up like 6 entries into script format. And we only acted out 3 or something. So I had a bunch of those. But yeah.
Yeah, what happened to that footage? Do we know? Because I know some was salvaged before
there was this thing called a Terra block that is like just a huge hub of like footage.
Yeah.
That was just being stored.
Yeah.
And we did find it and like got some episodes off of it, but I don't know if we like still have everything. Like I cried when they were like, yeah, we don't know where it is. And I like, because that diary episode was like my baby. I was like, that is going to be something really so special. And like, and then when I heard like, oh yeah, the Terra block's there, like,
I can't imagine. And I mean, I just felt so awful for the entire office. Like,
what I couldn't imagine was the uncertainty because like we met a lot of cool people in that period of time when we were auditioning and just giving people like some work. Like Gregory was really cool. Brian, like I still follow a bunch of them on Instagram. So, like, you guys are just dope people, Brian, and I bet you guys are gonna go off to do amazing things to like those people. But yeah, I can't imagine like the uncertainty because like you guys are working, you guys are like wanting to work, and then we're just like, yeah, we don't know.
Like we don't know what's happening.
It's crazy. It was really crazy.
It was an insane time, but yeah, I mean like I guess so I'd been there for about 6 months or so. And
it's
been
wasn't 2 years now, man.
It's been 2 years. Isn't that
like
crazy?
Exactly or
almost. So like come the summer, it'll be 2 years. So in a couple months. Yeah, because I started around like June or July.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. It's really flown by. It's been such a cool process because obviously like I guess I was obviously sad when things kind of happened and when the shutdown occurred. But yeah, I guess with most acting things, like I've never had an acting job this stable. Like I never had something for 2 years.
Yeah, it's very different from any sort of acting job.
Totally. Yeah. So even like 6 months, I was like, like this seems pretty stable, but also like I'm not sure what'll happen. Like we'll see. So for me, I was like, I'm always ready for that to kind of happen. But for you guys who had been there for like years and years and put so much time and effort into like the videos that didn't even end up showing and like all these things, and just to kind of see it like crumble in the span of like a couple days was just like heartbreaking to watch. And I just like you guys were my friends at the time and still are. And I like my heart was just like breaking for everybody. But it's been so cool to kind of like I'm very lucky to have like seen kind of everything that's happened. And when you guys were working for free during the down period, like I know like we were gonna maybe shoot something together because I wanted to see whatever I could do to volunteer work for free or kind of help out because I really just loved that y'all gave me the opportunity to do this and that.
We were gonna try. That was it. We were gonna try and shoot every period ever during the shutdown, and I was supposed to direct it, but I had no prior like practice or guidance, and like it was a lot going on. So we were like, okay, we're gonna save this for a better time. Yeah, and then we still ended up shooting the peanut butter sketch at my dad's house.
Yeah, we just did that, and I directed that, and was just like, we'll see what goes.
That's so fun. Yeah. Do you guys ever struggle with directing and acting at the same time? Because that's something I've been so interested in trying to learn how to do.
Yeah, I mean that I actually directed my first sketch like last week, literally for the first time.
Oh my God.
Because you were there for the Truth About E-Boys,
but
which I co-directed because Ryan Todd was still very much involved. That was really hard, and I literally leaned on you for emotional support during that whole day.
Yeah,
like I was like, is this funny?
Like, I'm like, yes, you were so hilarious. Yeah. You did really amazing. Hard. Like, but like acting, like coming up with the concept, like directing, it was all really, really great. Like I've always been so in awe of your ability to do that, which is so great. Because you also wrote the Brianna Boho sketch, right? Like the initial one.
Yeah. And then I was like very light touch, like, hey, can we get like maybe the shot? But like.
What was the initial Brianna Boho sketch?
It was the How to Be Famous on YouTube or How to Stay Relevant on YouTube.
That's right. Oh, I love that one.
Yeah,
just in a mansion. And
I always forget because she's been in so much now.
Yeah.
That was so good.
That's like one of my favorite things that I've created.
It's a really good sketch.
I love mockumentary format, which is why Dameron is kind of bringing it full circle.
Oh my God.
I think with him, that was like, he was a hard character to do because like I wanted it to be a guy that like was emotionally like it would get like kind of serious and real, and like I didn't want like to be distractingly like throwing you off if like I'm clearly like just this, I don't know, I just wasn't sure how it would come out, and like I had to like alter my posture and like my voice and like be sad, and like I would be trying to like in the scene, I remember the emotional scene like at the end where it's like relatable, like relatively emotional for our comedy brand, but like where I'm supposed to be like, what, really, you like it, like and I was so focused on like other stuff that like my acting, I was like really frustrated because like it wasn't coming out the way I visually saw it. So like the fact that I couldn't deliver myself what I wanted was like, I was going through it that day, man.
I hear that director and actor don't get along.
Yeah, they really don't. They're constantly at war with each other. God damn it. But yeah, I wrote Tony with you in mind, because
that was fun.
Yeah, that was really fun, and you looked exactly how I wanted you to look, which was cool.
Oh my God, any excuse to put bangs and those red streaks in my hair.
Yeah, I wish we did it again.
I will take any opportunity.
It's fun. It's like, super trendy right now.
I think the second time I did it, they were like, we could do whatever. I was like, I think I should have red streaks in my hair and bangs. I feel like that's what the character would do.
That's great.
It is very trendy right now. Yeah. Oh my God.
If I were to be fully Dameron again for a sketch, like I wouldn't want to direct at all, because like it's that he, and also like being a boy, and I've talked about this on the pod before, like it was kind of like grueling to like, I had to do my makeup, I wanted to contour my face to look like a dude,
figuring out how to cut the wig and everything, even
we bought a human hair wig that was not cheap. Rachel came in and we cut it, and I styled it with the styling iron to like make it look the way I wanted it to look, and I wanted it to be able to like flop and fly around, because it literally like stuff like that. I feel like I'm talking so much about myself right now and getting sick of it. Those little things like Brianna Boho's nails, gum, like it helps me a lot, like get really deep into it.
Just get into the character for sure.
And then you were there. I directed every TikTok ever, which I don't know if it's out yet, but yeah, if it's not out yet, it's coming. But if it's out, go watch it because I directed it. And Sarah Schauer from Vine helped write it as well, which is cool. Oh, cool. But that one I wasn't as acting involved in. That was really fun to actually direct, and like it felt
you can kind of
really
be more separated,
like way easier. But yeah, that was definitely a first and fun, and I hope to do more. Would you ever like want to do that in your like?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been, especially these past couple of years, been trying to get more into figuring out the back end of
like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. Like I've been working for different like production coordinators, usually on like commercial jobs. But
that's awesome.
I think it's super cool. We're in an amazing time where there really is so much opportunity to be able to put your own stuff out there. And while there is obviously a learning curve to any learning how to produce or direct or write or whatever, but I definitely want to throw myself into that more.
That's cool.
So it's awesome. And I feel like even like when I like started at Smosh, and just like when initially we'd be in the pitch rooms with you guys and like helping write whenever we could, and even that itself was just such a good exposure to like this is what it's like. You know,
all my film experience and set etiquette, other than being a second AD and a PA
and
on like
videos,
that one thing for like a few months. I worked my ass off in those few months, but like learning that stuff is really, it's fun. But all my only experience is here. You directed the peanut butter sketch, and then you co-directed, but you wrote Kids on Bikes, right?
Yeah.
Is that all? Like what else?
I think that's, there's been a lot of sketches where they'll like ask my thoughts on stuff. But yeah, I want to direct more. It's just a time thing. It's just been tough. Like if I direct a thing, I want to like really be able to like put a lot of focus into it. And we're filming so much right now that I just don't.
It's tough. Are we, when this comes out, are we in Australia?
We could even be back from Australia by the time this comes out. Who knows?
I feel like we've literally been performing for a month straight.
You guys,
yeah. We have not taken. We've maybe taken, I think 6 days is the longest break.
Well, we had a couple days,
performing.
But we did podcasts the week off from tour.
Yeah,
still.
so we have not done a week where we haven't had to be on on camera.
Yeah, you guys are back from Australia when this airs.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, what's up?
Hope
We're back.
Australia
How
was
was
cool.
it? You guys look so much tanner.
I've been performing nonstop for, I mean, at this rate, close to like just 2 months straight. And I love performing, but it's just a lot to where
It takes a lot.
Yeah, it just kind of becomes like white noise sometimes.
Yeah, I get that.
There is such thing as having too much fun, you know?
Well, it's kind of like going to Disneyland every single day.
Yeah,
You're like, I can only ride Mr. Toad's Wild Ride so many times.
Oh my god.
Because that's all I do when I go.
Yeah,
that's it.
dude.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that
So
was.
I need more of a break.
Yeah, I get that. That was so fun though to come and watch you guys in San Diego.
Dude, yes, you came in, you rolled through.
It was so much
Yeah.
fun.
Crowd went nuts when they saw you. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was.
They
I was
did. They were
honestly
so
scared
happy.
that people just like wouldn't recognize me.
No, that
Who's
was-
this chick that's walking up?
Who's
on stage?
this?
Who's that?
If they recognize one character from that one Try Not to Laugh, they of course are gonna recognize you, Kimmy. And plus you were in Try Not to Laugh Gauntlet, one of the most iconic Try Not to Laughs
Summer
we've ever
Games.
done.
Summer
been in
games.
it.
That was so fun.
That was so
being
fun.
your roomie for that.
You've
That
been
was
in
so
it.
fun.
Were we roomies for that?
We were.
Why is my brain? Hold on. Where did we sleep?
She just got back from Australia.
We
She's
we
really
took turns showering and like talking. Dude, my brain, guys.
You were good. You're
I-
good. Now you've done so many summer games, so they probably just kind of all
Yeah.
get jumbled in your head. But that
Yeah,
was really,
dude.
that was fun. Like that was like the first time I feel like I was like, okay, this is like I'm with y'all.
Yeah,
Like,
you got
I'm
thrown
doing
in.
it.
'Cause
Oh,
summer
and that
games,
was rough. That was rough because we were filming in a place that was 120 degrees.
It was insane.
That was quite a test of like your willingness and ability to like
patience and
hang,
everything.
you know?
Oh yeah.
Not
It was-
just in those conditions, but also like with us.
Yeah.
Because we're a lot. We can be a
Please.
lot.
It's
Please, I am
brutal.
a lot.
It was 120 degrees and there was no cell service.
Oh yeah, that was
So you're just kind of there.
the no cell service, and yet we somehow accidentally leak still. You know?
Oh, Keith always finds a way. Keith is a wizard at leaking our content.
By the way, that was intentional. We did that was a
It was-
Yeah,
it was
purposeful
all
leak.
planned.
that was like on purpose.
We wanted
Thoroughly
you to get a little
discussed.
taste.
that was on freaking purpose.
Yeah, Keith's actually a genius. So,
Yeah,
He's
a
our
marketing
social media marketer.
yeah, that was really fun. I think that was our best summer games by far. I feel like we had the most fun with it, like with looks wise. Because remember, the girls, we were all like,
God.
okay, guys, we should all get swimsuits that are the same
matching-
colors as our teams. That was
so
me.
funny. But we didn't even know which team we were on at that point.
Yeah,
so
we're
we're
like-
like, let's get green.
I was
and
like, yeah, here's a pink option on Amazon. Here's a green option on Amazon.
Oh
Let's
my
fingers
God.
crossed.
that was so much fun.
Yeah, dude, that was.
Yeah, the colors are freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Those shirts. I still wear those shirts. Please, like
Yeah.
those are so great.
We'll see how the next one goes. So we'll see what's going on with that. I honestly don't know anything, even if we're doing one.
I don't
Who
even know.
knows?
We haven't talked about it.
We don't know until we're filming it.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
know
They
until
just-
we're on an island.
They just kidnap
they-
us and
exactly.
they bring us to a location.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, it's summer games. We're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they say fight to the death, and
Yeah.
that's what we do.
All right, so we have 10 minutes left. I want to do a shoot, dude. We're gonna do a shoot, dude segment, but first I want to go through a lightning round, and I mean lightning speed round,
Gotcha.
Kimmy, on some questions for you. Are
For
you
sure.
ready? These are hard hitting.
Yeah.
Some of them are long division. Get ready.
Okay. And
Okay.
is this a yes no or is this a like?
It's
let
pretty
me
much
tell you about my
it's
life in 2 seconds.
pretty
And-
much one word answers. All
Gotcha.
right,
Yeah.
you got it. Okay,
All right.
so ready, go. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke,
Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram,
How many steps are in your skincare routine?
2.
What?
Well, I don't know. I'm not very. I don't know. I get on bare minimums.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Barbies or Bratz dolls?
Barbies.
Dresses or rompers?
Dresses.
Harry Styles or Zayn Malik?
Harry.
Okay, you could tell
Harry.
I wrote most of those. Dumbass. Wait, did you say Harry?
Harry. Yeah. For
We out here.
sure.
We
We out
stand.
here.
Shane, Harry or Zayn?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go with,
Or are you more of a Niall Horan guy?
I'm a Nile guy.
All right.
Okay.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Good. Yo, you crushed that.
Thank you.
I could not do that. I'd be like so focused on I have to be fast that I wouldn't even hear the question.
No, that was great. I just wanted to talk more about them. I feel so
know.
strongly about some of those things.
I really wanted to like ask you why on a lot of them, but they were good. We're gonna move on. We're
All
gonna
right,
go.
let's do it. Let's
It's
do it.
shoot dude time. Shoot toot time. I'm doing my best.
You're doing great, baby. I'm so proud.
Thank you, man.
I've never seen you in your podcast element, and you're just
It's a different vibe.
It's a different
Podcast Courtney hit different.
What?
What?
You guys are laughing and then I laugh and you're like, don't laugh.
Boys
Stupid piece of shit.
We stink so much.
Boys are so weird. Shut the up. Anyways, guys are just so weird, right? I will kill you, motherfucker. God.
Shayne. Okay. All right. So Kevin has sent me on Slack a shoot dude moment. Do I need to do some intro on who it's from at all?
I think it'll be clear who it is.
Okay. All right. So this is we're just gonna read. I'm reading it. Ready?
Okay.
This is it. Hello. As moms of a certain age, my wife and I often have to schedule intimate activities. Additionally, my wife has chronic back pain. As a result, sometimes I massage my wife's back while we listen to a podcast. Look, it's not sexy, but it's real. Anyway, I was attempting to schedule podcast/massage time by sending my wife the following text. I have been avoiding listening to that Noble Blood, but I want to listen so tonight is massage night. What? Did I read that right?
It sounds like this person's scheduled. She
Okay, wait,
she texted her wife.
Let me read it again. I have been avoiding listening to that Noble Blood, but I want to listen so tonight is massage night.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the text.
She wants to listen to a certain podcast. So
Got
she's
it.
like, hey, let's listen to it tonight.
Okay, all right. So then it keeps going.
back.
I received no response, and after 3 hours, I realized that I didn't send the text to my wife, but to my coworker, Shayne Top. Moments after I realized my mistake, Shayne walked into the office. We locked eyes, and I wanted to die.
No.
Thankfully, Shayne did not show up for massage night. What?
No, she's missing a part of it. Monica, I get that text early in the morning, and I don't even really know what it means. Like Monica, I knew it was the wrong number. I knew Monica texted the wrong number, which is why I didn't respond. So I was like, if I just don't acknowledge it, it's fine. Like whatever. And it didn't even sound like it's just like, oh, I've been wanting to listen to that, so I think tonight is massage night. I was like, it just could be a joke or whatever. Like they're married. Like she meant. I was like, she meant this for her wife, I'm sure. And then she sends another text before I get to the office, being like, I just realized I meant this to go to my wife, and I realized it just went to you, and now I'm super embarrassed. She said something more like detailing of my intimate life, or I think maybe not. But I know there was just like she gave more details in trying to cover it up, and I was like, see, if you hadn't done this, if you hadn't texted me, you gave me more information
And you need it.
and now you just dug a deeper hole for yourself.
Wow.
So I walk in and I think I said I didn't say anything. I was like, I'm not going to say anything. Like, I'm not going to make it awkward for her.
Really
I'm going
nice
to pretend like whatever. And then Monica was like, hi, Shayne.
She had to. She couldn't not.
It was so great. I was just
God.
it was such a gift. It made that day better.
That is
I was like, so funny.
so
and it also wasn't that bad. Like, it's not that bad of a text.
I mean, shoot, dude.
It's
like,
a shoot, dude. Oh, it sucks.
Shoot, dude.
It sucks. Look, I get that she felt awkward. But obviously she didn't feel embarrassed enough because she's willing to now put it on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
And make it even more
It's better
public.
to laugh about it.
That Monica accidentally texted me about sexy times with her wife.
Wow. Oh, but I feel like she. It's a good thing she sent it to you and like not someone. Who,
It's
I feel
so
like you're
much
a
better.
chill dude.
She didn't send it to a boss. She sent it to a coworker who we joke around with and write sketches with.
Yeah.
Like, I am honestly the ideal person. There are
even in our workplace. I feel like it's pretty chill.
Because also I'm the type, I know Monica, and she'd rather me joke about it than be like, because if she'd sent it, like, not calling him out, if she had sent it to Damien would have been the type to be like, to try to make her feel better because he's a good guy, and would have been like, oh, no, I didn't even read the text. I didn't even know. And I think that would have only made Monica feel more awkward. So I'm able to like just laugh at her.
Yeah.
I'm just able to laugh.
That's
and
great.
This is hilarious.
Have you guys ever accidentally sent a text to the wrong person? Yeah, Kimmy?
I have a really bad one.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable sharing it on the
I'm
line?
comfortable, absolutely.
Okay.
It's hilarious, but also makes me feel so awful inside. So I had my first kiss and my first boyfriend when I was 16, right? And so for this guy too, was his first kiss and his first girlfriend. So like we were just dating at the time. We hadn't had our first kiss, so he was like planning something very cute and very special. And I won't like go into details, but like we had the kiss and it wasn't great. And I'm like, even from my lack of experience, I was like, there's some things here that aren't like the best. So at the time we have like our little flip phones and like QWERTY keyboards and shit. And so like you have to like obviously like press down to look to the next person to send them a text.
Yeah.
And afterwards I sent a text to one of our mutual friends and I was like, yeah, so first kiss, like it wasn't the best, but we'll get better. And it was really cute how he planned it and all that stuff. But yeah, not like didn't love it. I sent it to him.
Oh, shoot, dude!
I sent it to him. I felt so, and he is like the sweetest person and was so nice about it. But I'm like, that was his
Why did he say it?
At least you didn't say it was horrible.
No, I was just like, it was
but
like
also
a little weird.
nobody's first kiss is good.
Nobody's is good.
Mine was killer.
It was best.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
No, probably not.
No, it's just it's an awkward thing, like mushing your faces together for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what the frick to do.
Yeah,
with
no,
your
it was
lips and
bad.
your
I remember.
teeth and
That sucks.
Oh my
That
god.
I felt
sucks.
awful. I was mortified and I felt so bad.
That's a shoot, dude.
It's a shoot. It was a big
Shoot,
one.
dude.
That is
Shayne,
the biggest one to this date.
Any shoot dude texts?
No.
I think in like middle school, it's the same thing with those phones. You just be like, I'm texting this person. And like you really, like it's not as conscious. I definitely like accidentally talked bad about a friend to the friend, like to the wrong friend, which was like she's being annoying. And I sent it to her.
See, that's why I never say anything mean about anyone ever. I'm just a perfect guy.
I'm just a perfect
Never
person.
said anything mean about a single person.
Yes, Monica, our writer. You did say her name.
Monica.
Our writer. Yes, Monica. Monica is the one who messed up. Monica was. Monica messed up.
Monica did a shoot, dude.
Monica oopsie
by
doopsie.
sending me. She sexted me by accident. The most polite sext ever, being like, "I want to listen to a podcast, so perhaps I will give you a massage later." Like the most polite way to sext someone.
Oh boy! Wow. We had a lot of questions here for you. We didn't really get.
I know. I had a couple that I wrote down that I really wanted, but I'll save them.
Which one? Anything?
I don't think we don't have
ones?
time.
Like favorite movie? What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie. Good Will Hunting.
Whoa,
Oh, that's a solid choice.
And Zoolander.
Also, okay.
That tells. It's very telling. Those are a good tell.
I love both of those.
Those are great to have on like
On
who you are as a person. Zoolander and Good Will Hunting. So it's like taste, but like silly taste.
Yeah.
What are your top two?
Yeah, what are yours?
Like a favorite serious, and a favorite funny.
Boy, that's tough. Probably favorite funny is either Black Dynamite or Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Tommy Boy is up there too. Favorite serious, that's tough. Raiders of the Lost Ark I can watch over and over again. Forrest Gump makes me cry every time.
Yeah.
I'd have to really think hard about that because I have so many, too many favorite movies that are in slightly different categories. Catch Me If You Can's amazing.
Favorite Disney princess movie?
Mulan.
Mulan.
Just like an Asian
that's
princess.
That's a
Just
unique choice.
the most.
It is a really cool. I can't wait for the live action.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
They've had a couple different trailers, and like some are not as good as others. But my first time seeing the trailer, like one of the first, I cried. It looks so good. I'm so excited.
Yeah. It's really it's a big moment. It's really cool. I'm excited.
My favorite serious movie, I think, is Amelie. And then, and if you haven't seen it, I have a movie list on Twitter. It's like a thread. You'll have to go hunt it down. I don't feel like posting it again. And then Tangled is my favorite Disney princess movie. And then favorite comedy. There's just so many, and there's like funny for different reasons.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Yeah.
So it's really tough.
Because Superbad, like,
so good.
was so good.
Superbad's great.
But then like Scott Pilgrim, you know. But that's like
Scott Pilgrim's its own category.
And,
Scott Pilgrim's its own category. But I love it.
It deserves its own category.
It
does.
is.
Shayne, what's your favorite Disney princess movie?
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast.
Really?
I watched it.
That's right.
I wore out the VHS when I was a little kid. When I was a toddler, I would just be like, Beast, Beast, and they would just put it on.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You are a little beast.
You're a little beast.
That's
You're
right.
a little beast,
That's
huh?
what's up.
And he's the booty.
Yeah,
You're the booty and the
and the
beast.
beast. You are the beast with the
You're the
booty.
booty, the beast.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's about does it. That's about does it. Gang.
That's it, folks.
I've enjoyed chatting with my gang. If you guys want to keep watching the gang talk and cast pods, we come out with new episodes on listening apps every Wednesday. But if you want to watch our faces like this, the video version comes out on Fridays. So make sure to be subscribed to the YouTube channel if you want to look at us, and then be getting on the listening apps if you want to have us in your ears all the time. It's a pretty good time to have us in your ears. Oh yeah, and if you got a shoot dude moment, because this is gonna be a freaking segment, I'm super excited. It's shootdude@smosh.com, right?
Yeah.
Send your shoot dude moments, embarrassing, scary, weird, funny, whatever you got. That's like, if you want to just confess something that's just like crazy that happened to you that you did, like did you break the law? I don't know. shootdude@smosh.com, please. Cannot wait to hear your stories.
That's right.
And I think I might send some anonymous ones.
Oh, yeah.
But I just need to get off my chest.
I've done so many embarrassing things.
Everything is embarrassing.
Everything.
Yeah. And thank you, Kimmy, for coming on.
Are you kidding
and giving us some of your story, your backstory, and your life.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes. And maybe, yeah, cool. All right, cool. Maybe we can hang out sometime.
Cool. Yeah, bro, let's hang out.
All right.
Shoot, dude.
Shoot, dude. Stop. Okay, love you guys. Bye.
Bye.